Can I just say then good morning to all the people who are here. I want to welcome you to our Niagara College open house. Thank you for joining us today and for your interest in the CICE program. I hope you like what we have to offer at Niagara College. It's a great program, great teachers, great learning facilitators, a lot of other great people that will work with you, and especially a great place to make new friends. So I hope that you do decide to join us, but wherever you decide to go in the future, I want to wish you all a great deal of success wherever you decide to pursue your further education.
Great, thank you, Walter. So now I'd like to present the presenter for this session, Jessica Perez. And Jessica, if you would like to take over, it's all you.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Perez. I'm the placement intake consultant for the CICE program, and I have my lovely colleagues joining me today to help with this presentation, and I will let them introduce themselves.
I see myself at the top. So hello, my name is Scott Green. I'm one of the full-time learning facilitators at the CICE program. Welcome. Leah, you're underneath me.
I had to unmute myself. Hi, I'm Leah Nem2, and like Scott, I am also a full-time learning facilitator, and we just love our jobs and are hoping to see some of you in person one day soon.
Okay, can I go next then?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Linda Ismailos. I'm one of the full-time professors in the CICE program, and I'm really looking forward to seeing some of you in the fall.
Get this to change. There we go. So as we were saying, this is the program information session for the CICE program. CICE program is delivered at the Niagara-on-the-Lake campus, which is now called the Daniel J. Patterson campus. So what is the CICE program? CICE program is a college level certificate program. It runs for 4 continuous semesters, which means that our students do not take a break in the summer. Our CICE students are considered full-time college students, and that means that they have all of the rights and privileges of any other full-time Niagara College student. Oh, I'm having some difficulty with the slides today. Not sure why this isn't changing. There we go.
Okay, great. So we have usually 3 goals of students that look at coming into our program, and you might resonate with any one or several of these goals. Some students like to come to the CICE program just to complete a college certificate and to get a college experience. The majority of our students are looking for transitioning and next steps into some kind of paid employment. And so the goal there is to develop the skills necessary to move on to full-time employment after the program. And some of our students are interested in using this as a stepping stone to move forward into another Niagara College program and perhaps pursue a profession through one of those programs. So it's important to note that for students who are looking to move into another Niagara College program, you do have to qualify. And so sometimes, depending on what courses you've taken in high school and so on, there might be upgrading necessary to have all the prerequisites for an additional program. So any of those 3 goals tend to be what we see in our students and that we work towards supporting you in.
Oh, there we go.
So regardless of which of those goals or combination of those goals are interesting to you, we're here to support you all the way through all 4 levels of the CICE program. And we focus on building skills that will support your success and your transition as you plan and move on to whatever your next steps are going to be. So throughout the levels of the program, we focus on enhancing your academic skills and supporting you through our core CICE programs and also through academic experience programs. We work on building your independence and self-advocacy skills. We work on communication skills, both personal and professional. And we do a lot of work with technology. And so we really work on increasing your comfort with technology and computer skills. We build on professional, work-ready, and employability skills so that you're ready for that next step. And of course, time management and organizational skills, which are crucial for whatever it is that you're going to do next. We also work on basic numeracy skills, and specifically as they support your understanding of your own personal and financial management skills.
Okay, the admission requirements for our program is applicants are required to have either an Ontario Secondary School Diploma or Ontario Secondary School Certificate, a Certificate of Accomplishment or equivalent, or our mature student status, which means you are 19 years of age or older when you apply to the program. We also require that our students have a level of independence that does not require constant support or supervision. Our students need to have the ability to manage transportation to the college and any field placements or off-campus activities that take place in the community. And that may look different and unique for each one of our students. So that may mean that you're getting a drive, or you are taking public transit independently, or maybe you have your driver's license and you can manage your own transportation. Applicants are required to participate in an interview to articulate their personal goals and determine suitability for our program. And any student who has graduated from any other college program are not eligible for our CICE program, because you have already demonstrated that you can take a non-CICE program with accommodations in place.
So some recommended preparation if you decide to come into our program to help you be set up for success. We really want to make sure that you are practicing acceptable behavior both in and out of the classroom, as we really want to work on those professional skills. We also unfortunately can't read your mind. If only we had this skill, but we really would love that you're able to communicate your thoughts, feelings, and needs to us. And this really ties into asking for help as required. So it can be as little as something as reading your timetable, figuring out where your classes are, or actually in class with us. All of our students come with their own smartphones. They oftentimes are connecting to our school's Wi-Fi, and being able to make sure that you're able to text, have your email on your phone, and we help you set up these things, but starting out with just a basic understanding of how to use a cell phone is fantastic. And then the ability to follow a schedule and navigate the college independently. We are on the Niagara-on-the-Lake Daniel J. Patterson campus, which is a small campus and very easy to navigate. We show you the ropes of that. And then we also really love to do group work. We know that that's an important part of developing professional skills. So both in the CICE classes and out in other classes with other NC students, you would be expected to participate as a successful member of a group. And then also the ability to accept and adapt changing environments and situations, going with the flow, as we like to say. And then accepting constructive feedback, as we are here to support you to build your skills. So we really want to be able to give you specific feedback that will help you grow as an individual. And then understanding the importance of keeping scheduled appointments and communicating if you're unable to attend. And this is a great skill that translates not only in college, but to the workplace, but also when you have personal relationships of valuing them. For technology, we really find that it's helpful if students have their own emails. We really like that they can check and respond to emails. This is especially helpful when Jessica's emailing you to start the term and get prepared and organized. And then having just a basic understanding of Word, PowerPoint, the Google Suite, so your Google Calendar or your Google Drive, and your email. And we actually have a level 1 tech class that kind of goes into more detail on all of these. And then basic keyboarding proficiency. So again, are you able to type in your password, recall it, right? Making sure that there is a capital when there needs to be, and then any other numbers or anything like that. And then being able to use assistive technology if required to be successful in the classroom. We do find that some of our students come in using their cell phones as a form of assistive technology for spell check, to be able to know how to spell different words, which is great, and we help you come up with solutions for that. And then we find that a lot of students are now bringing their own personal laptops, as it really helps them be able to store and manage passwords. They can make bookmarks. And if you are eligible for OSAP, you can receive funding to get your own laptop.
So now I just want to talk about all the supports that we have for students that are part of our program. As LB mentions, that we have a lot of supports, not both just inside the classroom, but also outside the classroom as well. So one of the things that's important to note about our classes are we tend to have smaller classes. So we can have between 10 and 12 currently. We may look at expanding that to even like up to 16. So our class sizes are small, which means that we're able to give you a little bit more individual attention. We have a learning facilitator for every class. So we're responsible for providing that support in the classroom to all the students. But with the small class sizes, we find that we're able to do that efficiently and be able to support our students to be successful. We also have computers in all of our classrooms to accommodate all of our students. But as LB mentioned, most students are preferring to bring their own laptop just so it's consistent when they go home. They're able to have all of their work saved on their laptop and everything is available to them. Our CICE professors, we already do accommodating in our classrooms for all different learning styles. So we will have assignments that are oftentimes consistent throughout the levels in terms of using what programs we use, having things that are not just, very few of our classes are lecture-based. So we have things that are presented in visual formats as well as hands-on formats. So we're really wanting to make those accommodations so students don't have to ask for them. And that really supports all the needs of all of our students in our program. We have learning facilitators. Currently, there's myself and Leah, who are full-time learning facilitators. One of the things we pride ourselves on is that we get to know our students really well. So both myself and Leah have the pleasure of being able to get to know our students, getting to know what their goals and dreams are, like why they want to be part of our program, what things they want to be involved with on campus, and also what they want their life to look like after they leave our program. So we kind of break down a lot of those goals that they have, and we kind of make sure that we have an ongoing conversation between the levels so that we can really kind of point you in all the resources that we have available at the college and also have you set up for success once you transition after our program. The other thing that we have as well is we have our field placement officer, Jessica. And it's wonderful because Jessica not only reaches out and gets to know our students, she will be in the interviews. She kind of is always available to respond to any questions you will have. But Jessica also sets up your field placements in the community, does field placement workshops, and Jessica is also a part-time instructor in our program. So currently she's teaching careers, which really aligns nicely with our field placements. So you get lots of really good knowledge and benefits of having Jessica in our program. So some supports as well in addition. So we have multiple weekly drop-in sessions with learning facilitators. So what that looks like is we will have individualized meetings with each and every student in our program. And we can really tailor it toward what the student needs. So sometimes it might be some academic supports, like maybe how to organize assignments, put maybe reminders on your phone, but it could be just like besides academic, it could be things about, inquiring about services at the college. It could be, connecting with like academic upgrading or health, wellness, and accessibility. It could be just finding out about social things that are happening at the college. So again, we really pride on getting to know each and every student so we can kind of have like a natural conversation where they feel comfortable to talk about what are some of their barriers, and then we can kind of give them those skills so that they're able to advocate on their own and kind of learn how to kind of navigate the college landscape. And as LB said, our college is quite small. So yeah, that's one of the kind of the benefits of coming to Niagara College. So we also have, that was more the one-on-one weekly meetings I was describing. The drop-in sessions kind of help really kind of provide the support outside the classroom for any of our core programs. So students can have extra time to be able to discuss assignments, kind of work through test assignments. and kind of learn individually, but also as a group, where they kind of get that interaction with other students in their classroom, and being able to be successful in completing all of their academic work. We have an academic advisor in our program, Jill English. And the benefit of having Jill in our programs is she's also the level 1 student success instructor. So students really get an opportunity to get to know her and build up that rapport with her as well. And then, as I mentioned, there's lots of services at the college. I mentioned health, wellness, and accessibility, where our counseling services are set up. And most students will have the opportunity to meet with them before they start our program so that they can discuss any accommodations that they would like in place, and also what other services that health, wellness, and accessibilities offers, such as assistive technologists that can help with any learning needs and any programs that they may need to download on their laptop.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. So we love acronyms and short forms in this program, and you've heard a lot of them, and you've heard Scott and Jessica, Linda, and LB say words like core classes. And core classes mean those are the classes that your CICE professors teach you in the CICE classroom. And what I'm going to talk to you about right now is something called your academic experience courses, which you'll hear us call AEXP courses. And that's just a fancy word for pretty much like an elective course. So students will be able to choose from a few selections a topic of interest in a class that they would like to take. And what happens in these, there could be maybe 2 to 4 students that will go alongside with either, Scott or myself or another learning facilitator to a class outside with other students in the Niagara College community. So we've had students in nutrition classes and culinary classes, history classes, business classes, horticulture, all sorts of neat different classes based on the student interests. And they get to learn about something outside of the CICE program, which is quite fun. And, when you have students that are coming with different goals, Linda mentioned we have students coming to the CICE program to experience college life. We also have students coming to our program that are interested in maybe doing an unmodified college program after CICE. And so this experience is not only gives you access and allows you to participate in Niagara College with other students, it also gives you the opportunity to maybe try some assignments, to see what a course is like, see what accommodations you might need in another program, and your LFs can kind of help you through that process. It's a lot of fun, and it's really based around student needs. And that's why it's really important that Scott and I and other LFs can get to know you in our student meetings to know kind of what your goals are in those elective classes. And so here's a sample timetable of what your first semester could look like. And all of those orange yellow classes are those core classes that are all in the CICE classroom taught by CICE professors. And then all of the green ones, those green ones there, that's one of those AEXP or elective courses that I was just talking about. So this schedule has culinary on it, and it has the name of their LF on there, and in a room outside in the college, outside of the CICE classroom. And you'll notice there's a lot of additional blue blocks. We love our color coding. And those are drop-in hours. And those are some of those hours that Scott said you can receive additional support from LFs. And that could be in your academics, or maybe you need help with accessing other resources in the community. And then every student has a meeting once a week with an LF. Just kind of a touch in to see how you're doing. It's your one kind of chance to have one-on-one time with a learning facilitator to ask any questions, or if you have any concerns, it's a nice time that you can connect with Scott or myself.
All right, everyone's favorite topic, which I get asked about a lot, is the field placement. So in your first semester in the CICE program, there is no field placement, as the focus is really on getting you comfortable with college life and becoming and developing all those skills that are necessary to be a successful college student. In your second semester, you do your first field placement, which we do right on campus. So we have a lot of really great opportunities at the Daniel J. Patterson campus. So we have, our greenhouse, we have our award-winning restaurant, we have our student pub, the recreation department, our maintenance department, lots of really great opportunities. And that shift takes place during school hours where there's availability in your timetable. So we'll find a 4-hour time block for you to go to your shift. So you may have class for 2 hours in the morning. You might have an hour break where you can have some lunch, and then you would go and do a 4-hour shift, and then you would be done, or you may have class after that. But it's all happening right on campus. And then in semester 3 and 4, you will have one dedicated day in your schedule where you have no classes and you're actually out in the community, and your whole day is your field placement. So you would get up in the morning, you would get ready, you'd take the bus or get a drive, and you would go right to the location where you are doing your field placement. You would work your shift, you'd pack up, and you would go right back home at the end of the day. And that is to simulate just as if you were going to a job in the community. And you do that in semester 3 and semester 4, one full day out in the community, getting some workplace experience. And some of the field placement opportunities we have them all over Niagara region. I should also mention, on those days when you are out in the community, if you are not living in St. Catharines or Niagara on the Lake, I do my very best to find you a field placement where it's in your hometown so that you are not traveling. So if you were coming from Grimsby, I don't want you to have to travel all the way to St. Catharines for a shift and then have to go all the way back home. So I will do my best to try and find a location for you that's very convenient for you to travel to. But some of the places that we have students at are community care. We have them at bookstores, different pubs, restaurants, coffee shops. Sobeys is a big supporter of our program. Assisted living facilities, some really great hotel in Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Parks, Habitat for Humanity, Goodwill, and the list goes on and on. We have many, many more, but there's not enough room on this slide to fit them all. Let's see if this will go. And I just like to throw some pictures in so you can see our students out in action. So as you can see, we have students at restaurants, the greenhouse. There's a young man in the middle there. You can see him holding, I don't know what it's called. I call it a sheet of bees, and he's in the beekeeper outfit. He is working at our beekeeping department right on the Niagara on the Lake campus. We have students at Sobeys there, and the bottom left is actually the same young man. He was also at an exotic pet store in St. Catharines. So as you can tell, he really liked to work with the creepy crawlies, but he had a really great experience. So those are some of our students out getting their workplace experiences. Oh, this slideshow does not like to respond to my mouse. There we go. Okay, so how do you apply to the CICE program if you're interested? So you apply to the program just as if you were applying to any other college program, and that's through ontariocolleges.ca. You'd be looking for, and you have to look for the full name of our program, which is Community Integration through Cooperative Education at the Daniel J. Patterson campus. When applications are received, which can take up to a week, I will then follow up with applicants with emails giving all the instructions that you need to book your admission interview. And prior to your interview, I will also send you an online questionnaire for you to fill out, which helps you to get prepared for your interview and get you thinking about some of the answers to the questions that we'll ask. We also ask that you provide 2 references who can speak positively on your behalf and aren't family members or relatives. And if you have a resume that you can provide as well, that's also really helpful. So the admission interview, the purpose and the reason behind that is we really want to ensure that the CICE program is what you're looking for, and to determine that you will be a good fit for the program. We always want to make sure that students that are coming into the program, that we're setting them up for success. The panel currently consists of 3 CICE staff members, myself, our academic advisor, and our associate dean, Walter, who is here with us today. It's approximately 45 minutes in length, and it's a very casual conversation just to get to know you, know your strengths, your abilities, your interests, and most importantly, what are your goals? Why do you want to come to the CICE program? What do you want to get out of it? And when we return, right now we're doing our interviews online using Zoom. When we return to the campus and we can see you in person, we also have an email assessment that we do, and it really just provides us the opportunity to see what your technology skills and abilities are, so we can determine your level of independence and the amount of support that you would require in the classroom. Oh, I think, there we go. So parents or support workers may attend the interview with the applicant if they feel that they need that extra support. However, if parents and support workers are there, we ask that the applicants are the ones that are answering the questions independently. Applicants are also welcome to bring any additional copies of supporting documents that may help to determine their suitability for their program. So many applicants like to provide IEPs or psycho-ed assessments and things like that. And tuition. Tuition is approximately $2,400 per term. I believe right now that is slightly less, just due to the fact that some of our amenities on campus aren't available, so the ancillary fees have been reduced. But once we return to the campus, it is approximately $2,400 per semester. And when everything is running normally, that includes a bus pass and access to campus amenities like the gym, library, health, wellness, accessibility, and all of the great clubs that we have on campus. And as you can see, I put post-COVID-19 there, so when things do resume to normal operations. We also like to highlight that students who receive passport funding are encouraged to see if they are eligible for funding for the CICE tuition. And financial aid, bursaries, and scholarships. So as I mentioned at the beginning, CICE students are full-time Niagara College students. So they are eligible for OSAP and can apply through the financial aid office at Niagara College. And many of our CICE students do in fact receive OSAP each semester to help with their tuition. Bursaries and scholarships are also available for those students who qualify. We've had a number of CICE students who have received financial awards in the past few semesters. And our lovely learning facilitators are always willing to help support our students if there is, maybe an essay they have to write or a short reflection piece when they are applying for these bursaries and scholarships. And as I mentioned, we've had a number of successful CICE students, and it's always so great to hear when they get those awards and bursaries. And I believe I'm turning it over to Linda.
You're muted, Linda.
Sorry, all CIC students participate in the full Niagara College graduation. We have 2 ceremonies per year, one in the spring and one in the fall. So depending on when you complete your 4th semester, the next graduation ceremony would be yours. So you're part of the same graduation ceremony as all of the other students in Niagara College, regardless of which program they're graduating from. As a CICE program, our team holds a practice run for you right on the ceremony stage. So we'll actually take you there as a class, and you'll get to see exactly what to expect, how the program is going to run, what you have to do, where you're going to come up on the stage, and how you're going to get your diploma. We'll get the gowns, we'll try them all on. So basically, by the time you get to the graduation, it will be like, oh yeah, I've done this before. You'll be completely comfortable. So it's a really great experience to be part of that graduation and to really celebrate your accomplishment along with all of the other students at Niagara College who are also celebrating their accomplishments. So really great experience that we really look forward to and encourage students to be a great part of.
So we do have time for our frequently asked questions, but I believe there was a question in the chat in regards to timetables. Our timetables, our students receive those prior to the beginning of the semester. We set our students up by hosting a Kickstart session and an orientation before the first day. So we make sure that our students are prepped and ready to go and understand their timetable. They know where to go, and all of their questions are answered before the first day of school starts. All right.
We also had another question just about support in classes. How do I get questions answered? So great questions, Alyssa. We appreciate those. So we do in-class assignments so that your professor and learning facilitators can help you right in class. We really try to not have homework so that you are able to complete this assignments in class with support from us. And then we are able to let you go on your way and move on to your next class. If you still did have questions from an assignment or other questions, this would be a great opportunity to bring those to your one-on-one LF meeting weekly with Scott or Leah. But you would also see us in the hall in between classes and be able to even just send us an email with your questions. We always really do our best to get back to you the same day with any questions. And oftentimes you're not the only student with that question, so we would answer them right in class as well.
And I just want to add on to that, if I may, is that we all work as a team in our program. So it's not like, we all kind of aware of what our, students' needs are, what your preferred, not only your learning needs, but, what you want to kind of get out of the program. So we all try to be able to design, our support so that they really kind of fit with what you're looking for. And also in terms of all the supports that you get in class, the learning facilitators are aware of what the instructions are for the class, so we can also help support you if we have any support sessions outside the class. So we're very much integrated and connected, and we're all aware of kind of what's going on in our program. And we have so many supports set up in our program that as long as you have the commitment to attend all of them, you're going to be successful. The only time there's an issue is, of course, if you don't attend, and then that's kind of right. That would happen with any student in the college. Then, your academic performance would suffer. But we have many sessions set up for you, and they're all throughout the week. And so students always have enough time to connect with us to get those supports.
So some frequently asked questions that we often are asked. The first one is who will someone help my student get the right bus? So unfortunately, we don't provide transit training or assistance. We really do encourage that new CICE students practice taking the bus to and from the college before they start. We oftentimes have students go with family members at first, and then family members may fade out actually going on the bus with the student. They may follow the bus just in their car and pick up the student from the college. But it's really great to be able just to practice that ahead of time so that you have a system in place for how you're getting to and from the college, seeing how long it takes you so that you're not feeling rushed. Another question is will someone help my student get to their classes? So the nice thing about our small campus is that we are actually able to have 2 classes that are only for CICE. So this is where your main classes, your core CICE classes would be offered in these 2 rooms. So that eliminates a lot of the confusion. So students know that they are either in room A or room B on the 3rd floor. And then we do for our academic experience classes, our AAXPs, for the first week or 2, our LFs will meet you outside of our core CICE classes and walk with you to your AAXP class. Oftentimes from there, students are good to go and find their classes on their own. But we also provide tours during orientation, and then even during your LF meeting, that could be another time to kind of walk down if you still have concerns. So we really try to support students with any ongoing questions or concerns that they have.
I just want to say as well, LB, that right outside our CICE classrooms is where our offices are. Many CIC students, it takes a few weeks, and then that's just kind of like our area. It becomes very familiar, and students just really end up loving it. So it's very supportive because we're all kind of in a tight little corner there on the 3rd floor, and you'll get to know that area quite well.
And I just want to quickly circle back to the transit. I know a lot of New students are always thinking about when they do go out into the community to do their field placement, and that may be a completely different location that they've never been to before. So whenever I'm setting up field placements in the community, I'm always meeting with the students. We're looking on Google Maps, we're determining what bus they're taking. So we're having a conversation before they go out into the community. And then for their interview, before they start their placement, I will go out and actually meet the student in the community and go to that interview with them. So I am meeting students, you know, I've met them at the bus terminal and we've walked from the bus terminal to the location downtown, or I've met them at the bus stop and we've walked from the bus stop to where the agency is where they're doing their placement. So where I'm absolutely making sure that wherever the student is going in the community, that they feel comfortable traveling to that agency, and I'm there to support them the first time that they are going there. All right. This does not want to change. There we go. So will someone help my students with their activities of daily living? So as I had mentioned earlier, an admission requirement to the program is a level of independence that does not require constant support or supervision. So that means that the students must be able to attend to their own activities of daily living. This includes administering their own medication, unpacking their lunch, plugging in their own laptops, going to the washroom and toileting independently. These are all expectations that our students can manage these on their own when they are in the program. Are there breaks for students during the summer since it's a continuous program? Our students are able to take the summer off if they choose. However, when they return, they will be with a different group of students, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It will delay their graduation by 4 months. So if there are any students that are considering this, we always make sure that we have that conversation with them so they do understand they won't be graduating with the students that they started the program with. And additionally, being able to return if they do decide to take the summer off is dependent on whether there will be seats available when you return. So if there is a full cohort in the level behind you and you are taking a break and wanting to come back, if that cohort is full, you may have to wait an additional semester until there is a seat for you to join the program again. And again, this is a conversation we will have before students go through the process of filing the paperwork to take that the summer off. There we go. Will there be support for my student when they are at their placement? So we do not provide one-on-one job support or job coaching when they are out on their field placement. However, when I am matching students up and determining where they will be going in the community for their field placement or their on-campus placement, much consideration is put into the matching process to ensure that I am setting the student up for success and they are matched with a host agency supervisor who is willing to give additional support if it is needed, and that the position matches their skills and abilities. And I should mention, we do have a limited number of employers in the community who are willing to provide extra support to students who may require it. However, the goal is always for our students to be moving towards independence in the workplace. So if they do begin their placement with that extra added support, we are trying to phase that out. So that is not something that will be provided. There will never be one-to-one support for the entire field placement. And I think we have time for the last one.
Jess, we also have 3 or 4 questions we need to answer from the Q&A panel as well once we get through our FAQs.
Yep, this is the last one, I believe. Leah, were you doing this one?
I think I am. Sure, we can get through this and we've got lots of questions, so I'll be quick.
Okay.
Will someone assist my student with managing payment deadlines at financial services? So the onus is on the student to manage your payment deadlines with financial services and the registrar's office, but we support many students with how may they go about doing this and connecting them with the staff, the appropriate staff at NC College. So if they need help calling someone at the registrar's office or figuring out maybe what paperwork they need to take home and complete, we can help students with that in our one-on-one meetings. So we can help connect you with the right people and support you with that. But you will, the onus is on you to make those payments on time and have that personal information filled out. Okay, so let's get to your questions. There's a way more important.
Photography is not.
Sorry, Jess, can you read out the whole question just so everyone knows what you're
Oh,
answering?
sorry, I forgot that everyone can't see that. So it says, I am interested in photography. I may handle 1 or 2 classes also. There is a nighttime class for art of photography. Hopefully, would the camera and accessories be included even if not full-time studies? So photography is not a component of the CICE program, and we currently don't offer that as an academic experience course because I believe that is offered on the Welland campus. If you are interested in photography, feel free to send me an email after this session and I can connect you with the correct department and staff that can help you out if that is the program that you're more interested in taking. Okay, the next question is, I have 2 questions. What software will the program use, and is this program only available at the Welland campus, or is it, oh, sorry, my timer's going off, or is it available at the Niagara-on-the-Lake campus? So we offer the CIC program currently at the Niagara-on-the-Lake campus. We do not offer any of our classes at the Welland campus. And the programs that we use are, we use Google Drive quite often and for most of our assignments right now. So that's Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. We also use PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, if any of my colleagues want to jump in and add anything else that we use.
Yeah, so we, again, typically are just operating within Windows. And so you don't have to purchase or buy any extra programs or software. And then we have our own online learning system called Blackboard, where you would go to kind of see any of your slides, an outline for what is happening, but there's nothing extra that you need to purchase if you did decide to just get your own laptop.
Okay, the next question is, I think I might have missed it, but how do you find out about grants or bursaries and info about passport funding? So in terms of grants or bursaries, you can just go onto the Niagara College financial aid webpage. You can just Google Niagara College financial aid, and that will give you all of the information about financial aid, any bursaries or scholarships. And then if you do join the program, it's also a bigger conversation that you can have with one of your learning facilitators during your weekly meeting. I know they've definitely assisted some of our previous and current students in looking at what bursaries or scholarships they are eligible for to apply for.
Maybe, is that something Anne could put in the chat, maybe that link?
I have that right here, Leah.
Oh,
I'll be able to answer it.
And in terms of the passport funding, so if you're eligible for Developmental Services Ontario, they are the central body that that submits your application for passport funding. So it would be would kind of suggest to follow up with them, and they could verify if you are eligible, if you applied for passport funding, and then they can kind of link you up with a local passport office. And if you're already receiving passport, you can ask if this program is something that would be eligible, right? That you can use funding toward tuition or purchase of any type of program supplies. So reach out to Developmental Services Ontario if you have any questions about passport.
Thanks, Scott. The next question is, how long per week would I be in school? So our students are full-time college students, which I've mentioned a few times. And as you could see from the timetable that Leah was describing, our students are on campus every day. The amount of hours that you're on campus each day will change daily, and that changes even from semester to semester. So you may have one day where you're on campus for 5 or 6 hours, and then the next day you may only be on campus for one class for 2 or 3 hours. I believe we're just shy of 20 hours per week in terms of how many hours you would be in class. And then that increases slightly when you begin to do your field placement. So it would be an additional 4 hours in your second semester. And then in your third and fourth semester, you would have your off-campus placement, which would be between 6 to 8 hours. Can students be excused from classes for a 1 to 2 week vacation time? Great question mark. So this is a question that comes up often. Every semester, we have something called a reading week break, which is kind of like having March break every semester. So you will know when you start the program, when those weeks that you have off will be. That's posted right on the Niagara College webpage, and you can access it at any time. So if you are planning on taking a vacation, we ask that students utilize that week to go on vacation. If you are exceeding the reading week break and taking another week off, then you will be missing all of your in-class assignments, which are worth marks. And we build all, sorry, let me rephrase that. Our program is really designed around all of the hands-on learning that we do in the classroom. So if you're not there, you're not going to get those experiences, and you'll also be missing out on all of those in-class assignments. And would any of my colleagues like to add to that?
No, you summarized it well, Jess. I think it's just a lot of our students are recognizing that college is a priority, and they build in their vacation time around our breaks. We also have a 2-week break in between terms, where students oftentimes will take advantage of that.
All right. And then the last question says, when there is a tour, do they help with you finding classes? So as I mentioned earlier, before the semester even starts, when you begin your first semester, we have 2 opportunities where you come onto campus. So the first is our Kickstart session, where you will come right into the CICE classroom. So we're going to show you how you get into the school, how you gain access to the school, and where our classrooms are. And then we're going to discuss everything you need to know about being a successful CICE student. And then another opportunity before the first day of classes is we have our orientation. So our CIC students come back to the campus. We make sure that you are able to access our online learning system, which is called Blackboard. It's kind of like our version of Google Classroom, if you've used that. So our Blackboard, we want to make sure that you have your Niagara College email, that you have your student card. We provide your timetable to you. So we will make sure that you understand when you need to be on campus and where you need to be on campus. And for those academic experience courses that Leah was talking about earlier, which take place outside of our CIC classrooms, we'll actually go on a tour around the college and show students where those classrooms are. But we're also going to, while we're on that tour, show you all of the great different amenities that we have on campus. So we'll show you where the gym is. We'll show you where the library is. We'll show you where health, wellness, accessibility is. So we really make sure that our students are comfortable prior to the first day. But also, as Leah had mentioned, our offices are right outside the CIC classrooms. So if you're ever unsure of where you need to go or where you need to be, you can always just pop down that hallway, and one of us are usually pretty close by and can help you out. And if we're not available, there's lots of other staff that are very familiar with the campus and know where to go.
Great question, Jeremy. So no, you don't have to wear a uniform. You're able to wear whatever you would like and are most comfortable in. The only time that you would have specific requirements for what you need to wear would be at your field placement, depending on where you were. So sometimes if you're in the greenhouse or you're doing landscaping, you'd need to wear steel-toed boots. If you're in the kitchen, you'd have, again, to be wearing steel-toed shoes, as well as your apron and uniform. But again, that would be something that we would prepare you for during your second term. And Jonathan, great questions again. So our program does run through the summer. If you did choose to continue to go straight through 4 terms, it's again the same courses that would be offered each term. So we don't have summer specific classes. If you did take a break in the summer, as Jessica said, you would have to, again, check to make sure that there is availability, a seat available for you in the fall, where you would just pick up on the term that you had left. So for example, some students this winter, they're in level 2. They take the spring, summer off, so they would then return to the program in level 3, but it would be with a different set of students because their current level would actually be in level 4. So you would be with a new group of students if you did take a break. Great questions, everyone. We love these. And then Alyssa, what do you need to bring with you to class? Again, this kind of depends on the student. So if you are bringing your own laptop, you need to bring your laptop, charging case, but this is something that we actually cover in our orientation. We have two, even just a kickstart and then an orientation where you're able to be prepared. So some of our students like to bring a binder, notebook, pens, pencils, a backpack. They'll oftentimes bring lunch or money, any of those things, depending on how long you're on campus. And this is something that we would, again, just kind of prepare you for ahead of time and that you would adjust throughout the term depending on your days.
Any other questions for us?
Oh, Jonathan had, can you get your student ID on the Niagara College app? So Jonathan, once you registered, again, Jessica actually sends all of this in a great email for you just to be able to click on links. It's kind of a mini to-do list. But you would actually have to go onto the Niagara College website and take a photo that fits within the guidelines and upload it. And then your student card is either emailed to you or mailed to you, sorry, not emailed. And or you would just pick it up your first day on campus. So again, Jess does send a lot of emails to prepare and support our students ahead of time. And this is oftentimes a month or several weeks in advance. So it is not last minute. We try to prepare you as much as possible.
Yes, we definitely recognize that the transition into college is very new for all of our students. So we try to make that transition as easy as possible. So I will, as Albie said, a month to 6 weeks out before the beginning of the semester, I start sending you emails with what I call action items. So I will walk you through everything that you need to get completed before your first day. And I'm always checking in if to make sure that that's done and to support you with anything that you may be struggling with. So we are here. It's from the day that you are admitted into the program. You can just email us and ask for any assistance, and we are happy to help you out to make sure that you're set up for the first day.
It's also very helpful if you get invited to a kickstart or an orientation that you come and take advantage, because you're able to really have a great feeling about coming your first day, because we're able to give you that little tour. You're able to kind of meet each other, and students feel really great coming in the first day of classes if they can attend those sessions.
We did have one more question from Alyssa of who can she talk to if you're kind of having an off day, and that's awesome, Alyssa, if you recognize that. We really appreciate when our students are able to recognize when they're not having a great day, letting us know as staff so that we can support you. But we also have counselors that you can access through our health, wellness, and accessibility. And we oftentimes have walked students down, gotten you registered. You can even get same day drop-in appointments if you're willing to wait. But it's just a great way so that you can connect with a counselor so that they can support you. And then the more that you share with us, we're also able to support you with strategies in class, how you can have better days.
And we have 3 minutes left, and I believe Anne has some closing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Just a couple of reminders at the end. First, thanks everyone for attending. This was great. Your questions were amazing. The deadline to confirm your offer of admission is May 1st, 2021. So I just wanted to remind you of that. Please drop in today to one of our student services Ask Me Anything sessions. There's actually going to be one. There's actually many today. So if you go to the student services tab on the open house website, you'll see all the different ones that are offered, and you can actually speak live to our staff today, which is great. The recording of this session, just so you all know, is going to be posted online after the event. The same as all the other sessions that are running today will be posted live. And that's it from me. So thank you everyone for participating. We have about 2 minutes left. If anyone had any other questions, feel free to ask her.
Sorry, I just posted 2 links also in the chat. Feel free to copy and paste those so you have access to them after. One is a tour of our CICE classroom so you can get a feel for what those look like. And the other is just sort of outlines our field placements and some of our students out on their field placements. So feel free to copy those so you can view them later.
So Alyssa, there are specific due dates for payments, and that would be posted under the financial aid website, and also in important dates. So there was a link that I also shared that linked to the financial aid website, as they'll have all that information for when your deposit needs to be paid and then your full tuition. Great question.
What a great turnout. Thanks everyone for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy all the rest of the sessions and the rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Walter. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to close it now. So hope you all have a great day. Thanks so much for your help.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Meet you all.